Today we will be watching a couple of cartoon cats things. It just got verified, so ow.
I know how it's all gonna end. It's just a rerun. A rerun of my favorite episode. It's a game of cat and mouse. You're the mouse. And you're gonna run and scream. They always scream. There's always parts being cut off, entrails being yanked from stomachs, bones being shattered to dust.
That's a little graphic. But let's watch the Cartoon Cat Creature animation by The Rubber.
Grabbing it and pulling it back. Everyone jumped out in fright. A cartoon hand was chasing Brucko, grabbing it and pulling it back. After witnessing a terrible scene, they decided to escape that place before something awful happened. John was the first to get out of the store, and the first one who saw what's coming for them. Hello everybody, I'm The Rubber. Today, we bring you a story about one of the scariest urban legends, Cartoon Cat. John, Lucas, and Ava were about to do their most enormous hit for their YouTube channel. They went to explore and shoot in one of the country's most haunted, abandoned shopping malls. John's the bold, Lucas the comic relief, and Ava's the pretty face. They were an unstoppable team force that made urban exploration a trend. They were prepared and went out on a Friday the 13th, much of their amusement and the viewers. John was the cameraman, and they were all excited about the adventure. The goal was to enter the abandoned building, film everything while looking for something that seems remotely spooky. As soon as they went in, they found that the place was full of plants. This place gave them a good first impression and was well preserved. But there were clear signs that no one cared to bring life again to that place. There were rumors that a billionaire company wanted to make the place public again, but somehow the project has been forgotten. In fact, many of the places and stores were locked or with difficult access. Nevertheless, they managed to enter the principal hall. The eerie hall was decorated with a huge fountain. The fountain was full of garbage, like soda cans, plastic bags, and all kinds of wood. John questioned on how all that stuff managed to end up there. While John was filming on the details that the other two were missing, he found something interesting. Hey, guys, look at these. They look like footprints. Lucas, can you use the light? Under the light, those were footprints of an animal, and that's when things got darker. If there was an animal presence, they must be prepared. They were loaded with protective equipment, small knives, and some flares. John encouraged the others to follow the track, which led to a candy store. This store seems well preserved. The door was broken, so they had to break through the glass. John didn't like loud noises, so the task was given to Lucas. Lucas threw a brick through the glass. The noise was so loud, it could be heard from every corner of this building. After a few minutes of inspecting the candy store, a strange music started playing. What's that? Ava asked. It sounds like jukebox music, Lucas replied. For all the people watching this, we are not playing that music. John clarified it to the audience, terrified, while the music started to get louder. They were not sure where the music came from. It was like it came from all sides of the mall. Suddenly, Ava pointed in one direction and screamed. Her screams could be heard a few blocks away, alarming all beings in there. John and Lucas didn't know why until they saw what she was pointing at. A tiny being was walking towards them, leaving the same footprints they were following. From a distance, it looks like it's made of paper. It moves a little bit like a cartoon, said Lucas. I remember this little fella. It's Brucko, from an old cartoon my grandpa used to watch when he was young. When it changes its direction, it doesn't seem to have a body, like a two-dimensional object walking on a three-dimensional plane. For a moment, they thought it was a toy, but Brucko had a little understanding of its surroundings. Lucas commented that when he was a kid, he liked binge-watching on some old cartoons with his grandpa and recognized Brucko from there. During the recording, John commented that there was something similar at the bottom of the store, and suddenly, little Brucko began to run. When that similar thing started to stretch itself, everyone jumped out in fright. A cartoon hand was chasing Brucko, grabbing it and pulling it back. After witnessing a terrible scene, they decided to escape that place before something awful happened. John was the first to get out of the store, and the first one who saw what's coming for them. Lucas used his flashlight to focus on the creature in the main hall of the mall. It was facing the other side, so it can't see the guys. Its arm was contracting itself, with little Brucko on the other side. The creature was around 12 feet tall, and its dark figure resembled that of a cartoon cat from old animated series. "Guys, don't move," whispered Lucas. "I think I know what that is. It's bad news." The creature opened its mouth with a crackle, pushing Brucko down his throat. Little Brucko made a painful sound until it was completely in the creature's mouth. The chewing began, and Ava almost puked when hearing the inferior beings yelling. They tried to escape silently, but the tall creature sensed their presence. It turned its back around, showing the lack of bone structure. It gave them a big smile with beast-like teeth, and its eyes were like a cartoon, except for the gums on its mouth. The whole body structure is black and white. While they were escaping, all of them felt the creature's hand grabbing their feet and pulling them down. The creature did not move from its original site. Its arms were multiplied into tiny ones to hold them. The cartoon cat started to laugh with a foolish tone while getting closer to them. John threw his camera at the creature, but it avoided the camera easily. Knowing that there was nothing they could do, John started to kick the arms and Ava's feet so she could escape. He told her to not look back and run as fast as possible. They would distract the beast however they could. To this day, she still doubts whether this decision was the best choice. She still sees the creature in her dream, laughing and dancing like an evil cartoon, willing to entertain the only remaining audience, itself. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have you ever heard or encountered any paranormal event? Let us know in the comment below. We will draw your story and share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Thank you, the Rabbit. Thank you, Rabbit. And we will move on to
Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. With a name known to no man and a body extendable like rubber, Cartoon Cat is an enemy from the void. He's a vicious expert at luring victims to death in a perfect killing machine that the Canadian horror cartoonist Trevor Henderson made him an urban legend. But is he? Many people on the internet continually release several videos and pictures claiming the Cartoon Cat's way more than any legend. That he walks among us, sneaking up on homes and scaring people out of abandoned buildings. Are any of these videos real? Are these sightings illusions, or are they only meant to scare us out of bed? In today's video, we'll look at 10 Cartoon Cat sightings to discover if they were genuinely spotted on camera. Number 10. Bathroom Cat Scare. We begin our story analysis with a video we got from a YouTube channel dedicated to paranormal videos. And in this recording, the guy making the film claimed he wanted to use a bathroom somewhere whose destination was not disclosed. But since it's late, the bathroom door was closed, and he was about to leave before he suddenly heard strange noises behind the closed door. So this man decided to check it out. Getting closer, the cameraman noticed the sound to be of a cat, but there wasn't anything. Looking everywhere he could, he found nothing out of the ordinary, but the strange voices grew deeper. And from there, he'd begun to freak out, waving his torch to find something real soon or run for it. Before he could think that, the monstrous beast came out of nowhere to snuff him out. But while the video is terrifying and convincing, knowing whether it is real or not is still subjected to debate. Number 9. The Hungry Cartoon Cat. Not many Cartoon Cat sightings on the internet today are worthy of this list, as a single glance at most of them would point them as fake. But this one, recorded on a fateful night in April of 2020, definitely needs analysis. Though what happened before the video and why the witness came to the quiet neighborhood late at night wasn't included in its description, it seems he was trying to cover a story with his camera. Some sound must have startled him because he had his camera moving around like a man in search of a ghost until suddenly the cartoon cat came at him. And all we could hear afterward was a loud backstage scream indicating that the sneaky monster got a decent snack. Now, we know that things aren't what they seem, and it's hard taking the word of one man to substantiate a legend, especially one that only came up as recently as 2018. Number 8.
Too much pixels.
More than just a roll, Fior is soft, strong, and affordable when you need it most. Feel good with Fior toilet paper.
The Roadside Cartoon Cat. From May 23rd, 2020, this video shows a man stepping out of his car to search for something he saw while driving by a road. He seems unsure of what he was looking for as he scouts the barbed fence of a protected facility. With a torch in his hands, he hoped to pinpoint a potential wild animal lurking in the area and report it to the authorities to safeguard the nearby residents. But after searching for a while and not finding anything, he decided to return to his car. On getting back, he saw a huge shadow appearing from his rear, and all of a sudden, it attacked him, shutting out the video. For many, this was undoubtedly a cartoon cat attack, following Henderson's description. However, this video was part of a series of recordings released by a YouTube channel called Paranormal World, a channel that has always been very particular about making scary videos to fuel our fantasies. Number 7.
That kind of looks real.
Cat Hunt. This viral video shows two urban explorers looking to capture a cartoon cat in a haunted park reported with missing people in its records. According to them, they were convinced that the dreaded monster lives in that precise location, and they searched real hard before they can meet with the cat. But when they did, the sight was too scary for any of them to wait behind. However, when we researched deeper about the source of the video, we figured that the guys in it actually own a YouTube channel dedicated to various cryptids. And they were hunting a cartoon cat, believed to be on the loose in the neighborhood based on requests by their subscribers. We know there are many fakeries out there, even on YouTube, so you can't blame us for being skeptical. But if everything else wrong with the video will be forgiven, the overreaction of the guys featured couldn't go unnoticed. Plus, we have no idea how they escaped without a scratch at such proximity to the notorious beast. So with that, we vote the video an elaborate hoax. Number 6. The Stalking Cartoon Cat. When an abandoned building is being explored, something creepy will inevitably be discovered. But unraveling a cryptid monster whose very existence in real life poses a dilemma to many people is almost unlikely. This video, originally uploaded on YouTube in March of 2020, however, spells otherwise. In the video, you can see a set of animated pictures that explains the encounter of a man with a cartoon cat in an uncompleted building. Sleeping, the cartoon cat was enjoying his day before the intruder came in, and if any line in the narration stands believable, the cartoon cat was obviously stalking the cameraman. As he went upstairs to get a better look at the beast, the victim was no longer, as it had begun to chase him, crawling the stairs to get a hold of him. Luckily, he was able to make it out with a few pictures as backdrops. Though the video is barely convincing and a little typical of a cartoon cat, yes. The suspicion rises when you think anyone so close to death would remain that calm to take such quality pictures. Therefore, we say it's fake. Number 5. The Cartoon Cat in China. Another of the presented evidence of a cartoon cat's real-life existence is a video recorded in a forest somewhere in southern China. And unlike most of the other claims on this list, this video is of rather peculiar picture quality. No, we're not talking about the cartoon cat that was later cited in the film, but the background. Crystal clear it was. The cartoon cat, however, was a big turnoff. Going by Trevor's description of a cartoon cat, it has an elastic body that gives it the ability to stretch to any length, meaning that it could have grabbed hold of the cameraman in no time at such a videoing distance. But it didn't, giving us a suspicious aura. Well, we can't blame the editor of this video for missing out on the basic principle of a scary video, a jump scare. After all, the recording was only meant to entertain and fuel our fantasies. Number 4. The Flying Cartoon Cat. This short clip shows what unmistakably is a cartoon cat, taking all the descriptions without exceptions. And that's because the picture in the video was originally part of the first photos released by Henderson on his Twitter handle about the monstrous cartoon cats. In the video, we see an urban explorer lurking around an uncompleted building, and he must have been desperate to have walked in such a dark place alone at night, unless he deliberately kept something for his viewers to feel like he uncovered. Like, who walks into an uncompleted building anyways, especially at night, if it's not for publicity stunts? If that's not enough to write the video off, another thing that came out wrong with it was the victim's reaction. Think about it. How come he only made a panicked breath and didn't even attempt to run for dear life? Number 3. Home Alone with a Cartoon Cat.
Ling-ling!
I love y'all. I'm gonna go up on the look.
Oh, that's a good... I think some people like it, but...
This video almost converted us to horror fans who would stop at nothing to make others believe that cartoon cats are real deal. But let's show you what gave this amazing video away. In the recording, we see a youngster fiddling with his phone until suddenly he heard an object fall from his laundry room. A strange noise it was, given that he was alone in the house at the time. But it was only upon getting to the room that he remembered they also had a cat, making it 2 of them and rationalizing the sound source. However, that sound was not made by any ordinary feline, but a cartoon cat. But it was too late for the boy in the video who acted with such an excellent storyline and jump scare. But 2 things didn't add up. Like other videos on this list, the question bothers on how the same person was able to upload a 98% deadly encounter on his YouTube channel. Now it's time for today's best pick. And for today, we'll look at a cryptid claim so convincing that our decision not only hangs in the balance, but we also find it very difficult to analyze. Number 2. The Ultimate Cartoon Cat. A YouTuber uploaded this video back in February of 2020, and unlike many others, this claim was not unfounded, because judging by the video, whose setting was in an abandoned park, a plot centered at night, plus a shadowless figure standing atop a red ride in the park, the video proves very hard to crack. The figure, whose outline closely resembles a cartoon cat, is not helping either, as it measured a great extent on our regular proof chart. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. Number 1. The Primordial Cartoon Cat. And for our last entry, we've decided to investigate the origin of this whole story about the cartoon cat, and that's the work of Trevor Henderson himself. So we'll tell you a little about the man. Henderson is a master at innovating horrific creatures and an excellent comic artist who has many urban cryptids traceable towards him. Some of which include the Smile Room, the Upside Down Man, and the famous Siren Head. Which means he's very good at what he does, horror fantasies. However, analyzing some of his pictures about the cartoon cat, especially the one captured in a dirt mall in an unknown location, you can't blame us for being skeptical. Because if we go by his words about these beasts' abilities, no one could stand tall in the face of a cartoon cat. But do you see how confident the man holding the torch was in the picture? If yes, then the questions boil down to these things. What happens to those victims who shot these pictures? And how was Henderson able to get them? As long as these questions remain, we believe the cartoon cat's a fantasy. Well, most of the analyses presented in this video indeed refute the presence of a vicious cartoon cat in real life. But if you're one of those who still believe in the possibility of a cartoon cat existing in...
Well, I guess that's the end of this video, guys. See you, like, tomorrow. And Merry Christmas. Goodbye.